So you're in the job market. It is what it is. Time to go ahead and apply for jobs. But the problem is, you're probably not the only one. Regardless if you have a lot of experience and good qualifications or none at all, there are probably at least 10 other candidates applying for that same job you are applying and that have probably at least the same skills that you have or maybe even better. So what can you do to maximize your chances of getting hired? It's simple. Charm them with your personality. Now for some people, that's easier said than done. That's why statistically speaking, extroverts are 25% more likely to land a high-paying job. Not an extrovert? No one has to know. Let me tell you a few tricks. In case you find them useful, make sure to tap that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. I used to work in a call center and I held job interviews sometimes even twice a week. And as an interviewer, the thing that I disliked the most was when a candidate was just simply answering my questions. A good job interview doesn't feel like an interview at all. It feels like a conversation. And one simple thing you can do to achieve that is to tell stories and give examples. So if they ask you, what are your 3 strongest skills? Don't just say, well, I'm good with computers, I deal well with stress, and I can eat the whole chocolate in under 20 seconds. Well, maybe you should exclude the last one whatsoever. But whatever the case, don't just name your skills and then stop talking. Elaborate on that by telling stories or telling an example from your previous job or from when you were a student. For example, you can tell, I'm pretty good with computers. As a matter of fact, on my last job, I was usually the one to help other colleagues when they didn't know how to do something on a computer. This way, you give the employer some proof of that skill, so to say, and you give them even a specific idea of how exactly you can be valuable to them. Number 2, and this is something I heard from a lot of HR experts, especially when it comes to women. Let's say there's a skill required and that you only have about 70% of that skill. They say that men will often only talk about the 70% of that skill that they can do, and women will spend all the time talking about the 30% that they can't. Never do this. You are not expected to know and be able to do everything. You will always learn some things on the job, but don't emphasize these things. You're selling yourself short. Emphasize the parts of the requirement that you can do, and to be fair, you can admit that there are things that you don't know yet, but you can easily learn them based on the skills that you have already mastered. This way you are honest, but you emphasize your strong suits, and this is also what employers like to see. After all, if you can't sell yourself, how can they expect you to sell their product? Now, before we get to the last one, I'm sure that you also have some advice of your own that I didn't mention in this video. So why not share it down in the comments below so you can help out other people as well. Finally, my 3rd piece of advice, don't only answer questions, but also ask questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You want to show the interviewer that you didn't just apply randomly, and that it matters to you where you work. They don't want just anyone. They want to find a person who's a perfect fit for the company. So you need to show them that you are interested in the company, in this position that you're applying for, and that you are about to take this job seriously. And there's no better way of showing that than by asking questions. Ask about what the work atmosphere or the co-workers are like. Ask about what the company values most in its employees or what the biggest challenge of this position is. You can imagine that you already got the job and you're about to start. So ask the interviewer about things that you would like to know if it was your first day at the job. This will not only show the interviewer that you're serious, but it will also help you discover more about what you're getting yourself into, and if it turns out that you don't like it, then maybe it's better to apply elsewhere. Remember, it's not that only you need a job. That company is not doing you a favor. They also need employees. So they have to impress you just as much as you have to impress them. As someone who's been on both sides of the table, trust me, adopt that kind of attitude and they will be much more interested in you. So to summarize, in order to make your job interviews much more successful, number 1, tell examples and stories to give a background to your answers. Number 2, emphasize your strengths, what you can and what you know, instead of the other way around, and ask the interviewer questions of your own. Good luck and subscribe to this channel to get more tips and tricks like this. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips you like the most, and if you have some tricks of your own, share them in the comments down below so you can help out others and read their tips as well. Thank you and have a great day.